CBS 5 reporter Kristen Ayers is there covering the inaugural events. Before she left, you met a group of Oakland 8th graders who found a way to attend. Unbelievable. Kristen?
That's right, and their teacher says this really was the unlikeliest of fairy tales. 46 students, many of them low income. Some of them had never even left Oakland, suddenly given the opportunity to see Barack Obama sworn in here in Washington, D.C.
For any 8th grader, it's the opportunity of a lifetime, a trip to Washington, D.C. to see the president inaugurated.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
That's kind of like a rite of passage.
But at this urban Oakland school, it was practically unheard of. 8 out of 10 students at Claremont Middle School come from low-income households.
So let's look at the first question.
8th grade history teacher Claudette Center says her students live on some of the roughest streets in Oakland.
Families who've been subject to the ongoing street violence in Oakland.
Center knew a trip to Washington, D.C. would be a game changer for 46 students.
That's an example of benevolence.
Half of whom have never left Oakland.
You can go to Washington, D.C. when you're in the 8th grade. Then you can go to Europe, you can go to China, you can go to New Zealand.
But the math wasn't on Center's side. It would cost $1,760 per student at a school where most kids get free or reduced lunch. She and the students would have to raise $30,000 of it.
That looked like an incredible number that couldn't be achieved. How are we going to do it?
They had only 4 months to make it happen. Ms. Center started by signing students and their parents up to work the concession stand at Cal football games, where they would earn 10% of the profits.
We have to actually make the hot dogs, set up the concession stand, like warm up the oven, like cook the pretzels.
Some of the games were super busy, like every single line was packed with people, and you had to be working 3 sodas at a time.
When they weren't spending weekends working games, there were candy sales, bake sales.
We sold C's candy. We wrote letters to people we know, asking for donations.
They did it all while following Miss Center's rules. At least a 2.5 GPA to go, no D's or F's, no suspensions, and a requirement that each student do 10 hours of community service.
I'm really proud of all of them because they've all worked, I'm getting croaky, but for all these kids, they've worked really hard in the school year to keep their grades up.
And when the cash was counted,
all total, I think we raised about, not quite, but close to $30,000.
Every single day, I'm squeezing my fists. I'm so excited.
That excitement only amplified as the students arrived in Washington to watch the inauguration and meet with their Congresswoman.
We have been invited to a personal interview, photo shoot with Barbara Lee. Really honored. She's like an icon to me.
Ms. Center sees this trip having a ripple effect on her students' futures.
It doesn't matter that you're this kid from Oakland, that you're not just a kid from Oakland. You're a citizen of the world. And you can take a place in that.
And to cap all of that off, the students, of course, able to come and see Barack Obama sworn in on the National Mall today. So you have to think that was the highlight of their trip. And speaking of the president, Alan, he and the First Lady just finished their dance here to Jennifer Hudson singing. It was really an incredible sight to see the crowd here going wild for that.
All right, we're going to show people that right now. Kristen Ayers, thanks so much.